When we look at the Robot Masters, the last cataloged one is Bounce Man at DWN088. But if we count the special numbers, there's actually over 100. Over 100 Robot Masters. Or to look at it another way, over 100 eligible bachelors. The fact that all these machine men remain single just shows how prejudiced society still is. Or maybe they're all just married to their jobs, but if they were open to relationships, who would be the most desirable of them? I've been giving this a lot of thought, and while ranking the whole series would be tough, I think I can at least manage to give you the top 10. I'm Wes, the Explosion, and here are the Robot Masters that I believe are the most dateable. For 10, I'd pick Jewel Man due to a number of reasons. First, all those gemstones. While I don't know whether his jewel empire is on the up and up, he does have to be just rolling in not only cash, but also influence. He's also probably one of the least well-known Robot Masters, so that means that he has money and power without the hassle of fame putting a target on his back. While his look may seem a bit gaudy, I really like it. Its jewels are a stunning pink, quite the bold choice, and even though he works in a mine, he still has the confidence to wear white armor, not afraid of getting it dirty. Plus, the man can keep you safe, his stage having a number of spikes and pits that are unusual outside of a Wily stage, and even if someone were to intrude upon his inner sanctum, he has one of the best shield weapons in the series, the Jewel Satellite. Also, swingy platforms. For 9, Centaur Man is half man, half horse, the horse half being his lower section. And you know what that means. Oh yes, that means he could let you ride around on his back. Heck, with his upper body strength, he could probably princess carry you too, take your pick. I've never ridden a horse, but galloping around sounds so pleasant, and with him being able to communicate with you, you'd be able to learn by working together, rather than have to worry about getting a temperamental horse who'd just try to buck you off. He works in a museum, so you know he's classy, plus he has one of the most fascinating stages in the series. Can you imagine taking a walk in the section where the water somehow rises and falls above your head, you staying dry in some sort of impossible air pocket? He also has 2 boss rooms. One that's easy to get to, which would be good for entertaining company, and another where you could keep things more private. Assuming no hooligans use the jet adapter to interrupt you. His weapon is the Centaur Flash, which I do not know how it works. Does it stop time? Does it blind you, forcing you to stand still? Is it somehow warping dimensions? Who doesn't love a man of mystery? Magnet Man is coming to your room. Magnet Man's gonna take you to the prom. What do you think of him, Magnet Man? Take his hand, welcome to Magnet Land. Hang out with Magnet Man, check out his magnet plan. You'll eat some party snacks inside his magnet van. Cause you're with Magnet Man when you're in Magnet Land. The magnet fun just don't stop. The song from the Megas is also romantic and pretty good. Sometimes, you're attracted to the wrong sort of person, which sums up Tundra Man at number 7. Given the task of exploring cold climates, he threw it all away for vanity so that he could show off his ice skating prowess. It gives you the sense that he's probably kind of a narcissist, though he does have the moves to back it up. Last time I played 11, he landed a frickin' triple axel to the back of my head to finish me off. And just look at him. He has such a slim, attractive design, complete with an icy ponytail, golden skates, the ornate headpiece on one side of his face that looks almost like a fancy set of lashes, not to mention his excellent posture and pose. He is gorgeous, and even though I can't imagine him ever putting anyone before himself, I can't help it. The heart wants what it wants. At 6, it's Tomahawk. First off, he's a proud warrior and man of honor. You know he's not going to do anything to shame you, like love you and leave you, and if anyone else were to show you disrespect, you know that he wouldn't stand for it. He was one of the top 8 in the World Robot Tournament, so he's dependable on that front. On top of all that, he's a Native American, so you know he's got that casino money, which is very nice. His weapon's the Silver Tomahawk, meaning he's willing to spend for quality, but not so vain as to go for gold, which is a soft metal. He's got a good head on his shoulders. And if you're not from the USA, marrying him could get you a green card. Are those still in demand or have we fallen? Number 5, Sheepman just looks like he'd be nice to snuggle. And he's so cute, I mean, who doesn't like sheep? Every time I hear someone use that as an insult, I want to smack them. How the heck is calling a person a sheep anything but a compliment? You're fluffy and adorable. That's what it should mean. We should all aspire to be sheep. Besides that, he has a job, so steady income, and while I'm sure it's starting to sound like I'm shallow with some of these, let's be real, a partner you can rely on is nice. And any electric RM is good to have around in the event of power failure. In addition to that, he also seems to be able to exist in cyberspace, which means that not only could he troubleshoot computer issues, which I have had many, but he could also probably guarantee a pre-order on stuff like special editions and amiibo. I'm still missing Pyram Mithra. Number 4 isn't a robot master, but whatever, it's my list, I can make exceptions for exceptional candidates, and the Yellow Devil certainly qualifies. They're iconic, being one of the most famous characters from the Mega Man franchise, to the point where they even made it into Smash as a stage hazard. They're also a great sparring partner, their fight testing your reflexes and how precise you can make your jumps. When I originally fought them, I misunderstood how to do the insta-kill glitch, so I needed to learn their patterns and how to avoid them, which definitely made me better as a gamer. I also like just how squishy they look. I could see myself taking a nap on top of them. I imagine they could also keep you safe inside their body, hollowing out a section to protect you from the elements or more pressing dangers, and maybe even carrying you around in one of their blobs for convenient transportation. On top of all that, you can tell they're a family man, blob, what with all the other devils they seem to be related to. They even have twins, so I bet they'd be good with kids. And just look at that powerful body, why, I just find myself fantasizing about them taking me up in those big, powerful arms and... Oh no, Yellow Devil, I didn't mean it like this! I'm giving 3 to Shadow Man. He's a ninja, which is cool, but also the type that is both extremely cunning and loyal. You manage to get a guy like this to grant you that devotion, and you never have to get jealous or worry about betrayal. Unless he's already working for someone else and your relationship is just part of his cover. Oh well, worth the risk. With his steel trap of a mind, he could help you through any problems you may find yourself with, like, I bet he could do your taxes and make sure you got every break available. With his stealth skills, he could get you out of a ton of bad situations, like awkward conversations, or be the source of all kinds of secret information for you, like, does Capcom have any plans for X9, or what do people say about you behind your back? And if anyone were to ever be a threat to you, or you just didn't like them, well, a ninja's practically another word for assassin. Not that you ever would, that'd be crossing a line, but it's nice to have the option, right? Plus, he's so awesome and handsome that you'd never need to worry about what other people would think when you introduce them to him. The only response you get is, oh, that makes sense. Also, he's allegedly an alien robot originally, so like Centaur Man, he has that air of mystique, and I could see dating someone from space leading to some pretty cool adventures. Number 2 is Splash Woman. She's great. She works in sea-based search and rescue, and someone coming in to save you is certainly a turn-on. She also has a singing voice that's to die for, a model's disposition, and with her laser trident being able to pierce shields, she'd no doubt be able to break through your emotional walls to get you to fall for her. Most importantly of all, though, she's a woman, which is my preference. Seriously, why do we get so few of these? We almost had Honey Woman in the same game, but I guess one was the quota, and even then, they probably thought they were being generous. Bet they feel really stupid now, trying to push X-Dive on us as a waifu gacha game, when for so long, they excluded the fairer sex and made the franchise more of a boys' club. I mean, just look at how they're treated in Battle Network. Only given stereotypically lady roles while being shoved off to the side when anything of importance happens. If I ever stopped being single, it'd be really cool if they were into Mega Man 2, so I don't come across as a man-child still in love with the children's series, and while I think the Blue Bomber has female fans, I'd say that's despite some of the crap the series pulls. And look at me now! I'm basically reducing all Splash Woman's charm down to her being female, at least in appearance, since none of these bots likely have genitals. It gets a little questionable with later Reploids though. And I know what some of you are thinking, if being female is all it takes, why not put Roll on the list, since she does have a DLN designation? Because despite not being into dudes, I'd still go after a bunch of men before I tried dating a little girl. Oh, what's that? With robots, age is kind of ambiguous, and technically, with her being one of the first created in the series, she'd technically be older than almost all of the other characters, including the ones I have on this list? Oh, well excuse me, I thought we were having fun here. Guess I'll just scrap the whole video. No I won't, I'm only one away from being done. Back to the topic at hand, Splash Woman is lovely, she's capable, and all the other stuff I said at the beginning of the section. She's someone who can kill you if she so desires, but will choose instead to save your drowning ass, so she's a total hunk. Number 1 is Gutsman. Of course it's Gutsman. Gutsman is peak male form. That's why he keeps showing up. First game, you get Gutsman, as well as all these extra Gutsman bodies just hanging around for decoration. Second game, you get Guts Tank. 7th game, you get the modified Gutsman with the claw arm and treads. 5 and 9 have Stone and Concrete Man, clearly inspired by the absolute unit that is Gutsman. The 8th game has several stage enemies that are clearly just Gutsman's illegitimate children. Women just can't keep their hands off him. He gets to show up in every episode of the Ruby Spears cartoon. And speaking of, one of the most prevalent memes in the Mega Man series is Gutsman's ass. The man is a sex icon, and that he's never been listed as Time's sexiest man alive is just proof that the whole thing's rigged. Though if it wasn't, he'd win every year. He's just that attractive. In addition to that, he's also an affable person, keeping an eye out for coworkers and up for going out for drinks after clocking out for the day. And if all of that's not enough for you, he'll steal your heart with his deep and soulful singing, if the bar you stop off at happens to have karaoke. He is the whole package. We're nearing the end of the video, and before I sign off, I'll probably ask you what your own ranking would look like, but I just want to say right now, if number 1 is anyone other than Gutsman, you're objectively wrong. I will not compromise on this. Those are my top 10, but enjoy some honorable mentions while I wrap things up. Guess that means I should drag things out long enough to do all my slides. Anyway, this one seems a bit out of season, like maybe I should have waited for Valentine's Day or something similar, but inspiration struck, so here we are. As technology continues to evolve, perhaps the day when people have robotic partners isn't far off, but right now, we can have some fun pretending. While weird, and it feels a little pathetic to admit, I could see myself falling for an AI if they ever get advanced enough. Monica, those are my top 10, and while the reasoning was a little all over the place, I think they're each solid picks. But what are yours and why? And remember what I said about the top spot. I will be reading these. That'll do it for this week, so thanks as always for watching, and maybe consider subscribing if you like Mega Man stuff. For everlasting love.